Well, guys, we just saw a movie about a character who died in the last big Marvel movie, and now she's alive in this movie. How does that exactly work? And does it even matter?
It's called time travel.
It's not called
No,
time
it's
travel.
not
There's
time
no
travel.
time travel in this movie.
We're just going back in time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Geekdom Movies. Today we just saw a movie called Black Widow, and my name
It's
is...
just a small movie. I don't know.
You might not have
I don't
heard
know
of
if
it.
anybody's really heard of it.
And so I'm Shannon, and George and Fahad are here to help me review the movie.
Yeah.
And make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, guys. We're real close to 1,000 subscribers and really excited to hit that number. So make sure you give us some love down there. Give us a thumbs up. We're so close. Help us make it. Before we talk about this movie, we have to talk about what happened during this movie.
Oh.
This was crazy.
Well, it wasn't... It escalated in a way that it shouldn't have. There was one guy that had his phone out, and the guy next to him, they were right in front of us.
You know, one row
Was
in
just like,
front of
hey,
us.
can you just put your phone away? I'm just trying to watch the movie. And the guy just asked, I mean, like, I was
Blew up on him.
for no reason.
Stood up
Don't tell
out
me
of
what
his
to
chair.
do. Mind your business.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. What are you gonna do? Smack my phone? He's like, no, we're just trying to watch a movie
So
here.
the family is saying, can you silence your phone? It's bothering us. And the guy is saying, leave me alone. And his wife is going, it's not bothering you. I was like,
Doesn't
what?
mean me. I don't get that at
yes,
all.
it is bothering me, but thank you for telling me how I feel about it.
Yeah, but anyways, long story short, they gave us free passes.
Yep. we got-
Because of the situation that went down, and they did get the manager and the police came and they asked Lee and I.
First,
asked him nicely.
the two little female security guards come in, and I was like, what are these two jokers gonna do? They don't have guns. They're two little girls. They're like 16. And of course, they did nothing. They asked him to step out of the theater, and he said, I'm not getting out of the theater. And then they just stepped to the side with their little walkie-talkies. And like 20, yeah.
I was a little shocked about the audacity of the wife. She was like,
Yeah.
she was like, well, get security over here. And they're like, we are security. And she's like, well, I don't want this security. I want other security. Wait,
really?
She said that.
Yeah, well, you
she
were out
literally said that. That was while you were out, I think.
Oh my gosh,
She
that's
was crazy.
really...
It
No, I
was-
went out and I'm like, look, like, you guys, this isn't just somebody that would nicely put their phone away.
Yeah.
This guy escalated it
Yeah.
so quickly
Yeah.
and the dad of the family was just like, hey, I mean, we're trying to watch the movie and the light is
just put your
blinding.
phone away.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
very sweet, very kind, very respectful
And
way
he had his
said it.
sound on his phone, so every time he got a text, the whole theater could hear it.
Some people, man, I just don't understand, like,
Yeah.
and I've been called out, and I'm like, oh my god, I feel so bad, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm
yeah.
always like, I feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
This guy was like, I am the king of the world, and was just like acting like he owned the theater. To those people, like, if you're that attitude and did you forget your manners in the pandemic, like what it's like to be outside with people? Like, I just don't even understand why anybody would do that. A lot of these people in our theater, I feel like, were people probably going to the movies for the first time in 2 years.
It was
Probably,
packed.
And it was
So, yeah.
packed. And of course somebody's going to be like, look, this is my first time out. Can you please just put your phone away and not blind me? Like, it's a very simple ask. And, nothing terrible happened. Nobody got violent, thankfully.
They were about to. If that guy had said another word.
You think they would have...
Oh, yeah, that guy would definitely have gotten violent. He was being very loud. He was standing up out of his chair. He was making gestures.
They literally did a face-off.
Yeah.
Which was... I was like, oh my goodness, please don't come to
I-
blows at this point.
I wish I had as much guts as that dad did. Because
I know.
I would just be like, oh my god, this guy's going to kill me. I'm out. This guy's crazy. Like...
He got up
Yeah.
and said, don't talk to my wife like that. And, like, stood up and was a shield in front of his family. It was like, what is going on? And I don't know if they arrested him or what, but he walked out with
I
the
think what they
police.
probably did was, hey, like...
Ticket or a warning. Or...
Yeah, like, don't when you're at a movie theater, there is a level of respect that needs to be... Like, we're all here. We all paid our money to see a movie. We all
She was probably
did
on
our part.
drugs.
We probably have, I mean, who knows, but I'm not going to go there because that's whatever. The point is, all you have to do is put your phone away, be respectful, and just watch the movie. If you don't, like, sometimes I will get a text that's important, and I will either make sure the brightness is completely down,
Yep.
and it's very fast, like quick,
Turn
like
the sound off.
turn the sound off, and I'll be like boop 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 doom, and then like if I get a reply, like one time Stephanie got sick where we're in the movie, I was like, hey guys, I gotta step out, something's wrong. My wife Stephanie, she was feeling sick at one of the movies we were at, and I walked out of the theater and I called her back. I didn't do it in front of
Yeah.
like, you know, in the movie there. I did it in the lobby or like the parking lot, whatever I did. So it's a very simple ask. Anyways,
So there's about 20 minutes of this movie where we were very distracted.
but it didn't take away my enjoyment. Yeah, so this movie takes place if you've seen Endgame, you know it has to take place in the past. Cause spoilers, she dies in Endgame. If you don't remember, I mean, it's a good refresher to remember. Her and Hawkeye had to like jump off a cliff, and one of them had to kill had to die.
Okay.
So basically, essentially, a soul had to be sacrificed for someone to get the soul stone.
The soul stone for the finger snap, right?
Yep.
For the, what is that thing called?
The gauntlet.
The gauntlet. And what are the gems called?
Infinity stones.
Infinity stones. Oh my god, I need a refresher too. I'm like, what did they do and why was it a thing? So she, of course, she sacrifices herself because Hawkeye has, as we learned in the beginning of Endgame, he has kids, he has a daughter, he has a son, he has a wife, and in the movie you learn that Scarlett Johansson is kind of like a loner. She doesn't have a family. Well, this movie kind of changes that. She does have a family, which is interesting, to say the least, and it makes where they're going in the future interesting too. And so, knowing she's dead, my whole question was, okay, it sounds like she has a mom, dad, sister. How does the sister and the parents react to the fact that she died? This movie ends in the past, and if they make a sequel or if they do something with these characters, it has to be in the future. Right? But the point is, she does have a family, and she has to go back and find her family. Something's going on with her sister that kind of brings her back into this situation. You learn that she grew up in this like red room communist Russia who took little girls. This isn't a spoiler. If you saw the trailer, this is all probably, you know, this is not the spoiler part. You learn that she grew up in this government, and they did horrible things to these girls. They took out their female parts, as we learn in Avengers 2. She talks about that she can't have kids because of something called the Red Room. So if you go back and watch Avengers 2, she's talking to the Hulk and saying like, you're not the only one who has a monster. I'm a monster too. I got cut up and they took out my ovaries and they took out my female parts. And this movie really digs deep into that scene, because even when I was watching Avengers 2, I was like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Like, that's crazy. What do you mean they took out your parts? You know? And then you learned that she had to escape, and she was the enemy. She was the assassin for this communist government for Russia. And you're kind of like, this is really fascinating. I mean, I actually genuinely have always been interested about Black Widow's like past, because every time she talks about her past, it's always like, what are you talking about? You know, what do you mean you're an assassin? What do you mean like this government kidnapped you as a child and did all these experiments on you? It's always intrigued me. And this movie, I was like, man, I hope this doesn't let me down, because they made the past sound so cool. Not cool because it's horrible, maybe that's the wrong word, but it made me really interested about who she is as a person and what they have done. And this movie sells that in spades. I mean, the family, it's about family. Fantastic. Fast and Furious.
Fantastic, Dom.
Did you guys see the Fast and the Furious musical?
I know, and every movie I've seen since then, there's like 10 family words. This movie, A Quiet Place 2, the Chris Pratt movie, which everybody should check out. It's fantastic. I really loved it. I forgot the name of it right now, and it's escaping me.
The Tomorrow War.
The Tomorrow War, about these aliens. All of them have these crazy family elements, and it's just kind of like, did Fast and Furious 9 really start the trend for family this summer? I feel like it did. But
Everybody wants a family.
Everybody wants a family. The action is great. It takes about 40 minutes to really get going. That's my one issue with this movie. When she eventually meets up with her sister, played by the great, who you love,
Florence Pugh.
Thank you. That's her name, Florence Pugh. The movie really starts going. I mean, I'm not mad about like the 40 minutes because it is character stuff actually, but like it just don't think it's boring and walk out if you're watching this movie. Just let it do its thing. Like, hold on, it will get better. It will pick up, and it truly does. David Harbour as Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh's dad, who is the first experimental Captain America, who, oh my God, this guy is a gem. Like, he freaking steals every single scene he's in. There wasn't a moment, every time they put David Harbour on screen, I was like, I'm just here to hear what this guy has to say. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I mean, if they made a TV show with David Harbour's character, Disney, please hire him. Stranger Things is almost over. This guy is so good as this character. I freaking want a movie, a Disney show. I don't know what you have to do. Make it work, because David Harbour is so good in this movie. Rachel Weisz is kind of like the only one that I would say was just kind of like, she said her lines. She plays the mom. Sorry, Rachel Weisz, the actress, plays the mom of Scarlett Johansson. And she's okay. Like, she's not bad, but she's not really doing it. I mean, like, really, like, those three characters, Scarlett Johansson, David Harbour, Florence Pugh, are the three main people in this movie that just, wow. Like, and some of the dialogue is so well crafted. They're like this psychotic family during dinner time, and everything that comes out of their mouth, it's like you take your family BS and then you add it with this like crazy messed up Russian spy undercover family and what that could look like when they have dinner together, and it is glorious. That's 10-15 minutes where I was just like, oh my God, this movie is so ridiculous, but it's working on every level. And it does. My only problem with this movie is I'm a huge fan of the comics. I think Taskmaster is one of the best characters in the comic book series of the show. And what they did with Taskmaster in this movie is just garbage, like hot garbage. He has no personality. He's just a man behind a mask. You don't know anything about him. And there's a kind of a big spoiler at the end on who he could be. And I won't give that away, but I was really let down because from the trailers, I thought we were going to get a great bad guy villain. Other than that, this movie works on every level. I think everyone's is going to have a great time at this. I can say it's not like Infinity War. It's not Endgame. It's not Avengers, but it's good. Like, it's above, it's like Doctor Strange, Winter Soldier, Iron Man movies level. Any of those movies and you thought they were fantastic, even though they're not Avengers, you're going to have a great time in this movie. I can't wait to see. I really hope they figure out a way somehow to not keep Scarlett Johansson dead. I don't know if that's going to happen. No spoilers. I won't tell you what happens in the end, but I want more. I want more of Scarlett Johansson and this family. So we'll see for me, my rating is must watch. Go see it in your local theaters. See it on IMAX. I mean, the IMAX projector, when they filmed it with IMAX and the screen blows up, you can tell the detail in IMAX in a certain way that other screens and other cameras can't do. Really beautiful stuff. Yeah, go check it out. Shannon.
All right, guys. Well, so I'm not really a Marvel girl. I'm not really into the Marvel thing. Like, I watch them for our channel, and I'm not like completely up to date on all of my lore. That being said, when they dropped a trailer that had Scarlett Johansson and Florence Pugh in the same trailer, I was like, sold. I don't care what they're doing. I don't care who made the movie. I don't care what. I'm in. I'll watch this movie. I love both of them. I thought Scarlett Johansson, I fell in love with her when we watched the one with the little boy, Jojo Rabbit. And she
Oh,
played the
Scarlett
mom.
Johansson's been
Oh.
in so many great movies,
That
but yeah,
was the first
that's a
thing
good
I'd
role.
ever seen her in that I was like, yep,
Really?
I love her.
Wow.
And then Florence Pugh, between Midsummer and then watching her go from doing a dark horror movie, not a comedy, to
Comedy.
to doing Little Women within like 6 months.
Little Women was great.
I was like, this girl can do anything, and she's awesome.
and
I
she's
love
really
her.
good here, yeah.
She was great, yeah. Anytime that these two sisters are on screen together, it's magical. Like they do a really good job. And then adding Dan Harmon as the dad, he was hilarious.
David Harbour.
David Harbour.
I don't know what you just said. Sorry.
Oh, his name was Dan in the movie.
Oh, is it?
I think
I did
so,
not
yeah,
pick up
I
on that.
think so.
Okay.
So he just made it really funny, and he had great chemistry with the girls as well. And I wanted more of it. You thought that the first 40 minutes of this movie was slow. I'm gonna disagree with you. I liked all the stuff they did in the first 10 minutes with building the little girl's backstory.
Yeah.
But then what happened was, because we had police come into our theater and you went over to get the management to try and get them to call the police, you missed 10, 15 minutes of big action scenes. So you actually walked out for all of the action and then came right back in as they slowed down again.
Oh.
That's true.
So yeah, no, this movie's not slow. There's very few dull moments in it. There's
Oh no, I wouldn't say it was bad. It was just, I meant slow as in
you literally walked out and missed most of the
Yeah.
big action scene at the
That's
beginning.
interesting. Okay.
There was an action scene while you were out.
Yeah.
It was a pretty big action scene.
Yeah.
But it was the only action scene in that 40-minute period.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
But overall, I really liked this movie. I would just watch anything that had these two actresses in it. There's also not that many female-led superhero movies in the there's Wonder Woman, but there's not
In
that
Marvel,
many.
there's only Captain Marvel. You're right.
Yeah, there's only Captain Marvel, which was horrible. I did not
It's not
care at all for.
horrible
I did not
movie.
like it. It was boring. And so this was just really refreshing. I was like, oh, okay. When the girls are taking the lead, they're killing it. They're doing a great job. Is there another Black Widow movie that I haven't seen?
Nope.
I felt like she had her own movie years ago.
No, people have been asking for it, but
Oh,
they just
okay.
never did it. I think because they have had Iron Man and Captain America, nobody really thinks about these side characters. Because, Black Widow, I'm sure they could have done it, but I'm like, yeah, but if you make a movie with Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America, more people are going to go see it. And they're not wrong, but I do think that the fact that they were like, look, we really need to do more. I mean, Scarlett Johansson, during the time of her tenure as this character, her star power has been going up.
Oh
and
yeah,
up,
she's amazing.
you know, and because of that, I think they were like, well, Scarlett Johansson's an A-list. I think that's the biggest reason she got this movie, is because how she started out with her introduction in Iron Man 2, which was 2008 maybe, and to where we're at 2020. In those 12-13 years, her acting ability, her level of being paid the most out of more actors, her level of who she is an actress and career has gone so high up that we're like, well, she's Scarlett Johansson's beloved. Everybody knows who Scarlett Johansson is.
She's an A-list. And I
Yeah.
think Florence Pugh is next on the A-list. She's a big star coming up out of this. Really did a great job. And I hope I'm glad that, maybe they'll keep her in more future movies. Who knows?
We'll find out.
That would be great.
Yeah, so would you say tell people to go see it?
Yeah, if you're into the Marvel universe, you're gonna love it. Our theater was laughing hysterically, gasping at everything that happened.
Only because David Harbour has the best lines.
he was so funny.
But there were a couple of scenes with Scarlett and Florence Pugh that I won't give away, but
They were really good.
there's a scene at a gas station or 7-Eleven I was just dying.
Yeah, that was great. George?
Okay, so this was I wasn't going into this movie with much in regards to expectations, which that honestly helps sometimes.
Yeah.
But this movie actually was pretty good for a character that's died off. So going forward, so this movie I really enjoyed with Florence Pugh and Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson. Okay.
The moments that the two of them had together where they were just talking with each other, you could totally believe that they were like sisters. Like it just felt natural, which is something that I don't know if I've seen that in very many movies at all.
No, their chemistry was, and even David Harbour's. Yeah,
and
right.
he was like David Harbour. He was like that awkward father, and it was so good,
so great,
so absolutely amazing. I would have to say the action scenes in this were, they were. I think they were better than I expected as well.
Yeah.
They were even holding my attention, and I hate action scenes.
That's true, yeah. So, for action scenes, they were actually pretty good. But yeah, so this movie, I would definitely suggest going and watching this, especially in theaters if you have the chance.
Take your family.
Yeah.
Especially girls. I think they need to see more girls kicking butts and taking lead. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. So now that we all got our perspective away, this is the part where we do discussion. This will also include spoilers. So, we're going to give this a golden popcorn, which is must watch. Go check it out. Please come back later and then watch the rest of this review if you don't want to hear spoilers. I got to say, the scenes with David Harbour, like when he first gets in the helicopter and he has they're pretending they can't hear him with the headphones. And then when he wakes up at the air base where he thinks he has that, it's like, I'm having a trouble hearing you girls, but I just want you to know this is my moment to tell you how much I love you and appreciate you. And what are you doing? Like, you don't, I only have the mic. Like, you don't, wait. So I've just been talking? Yeah, you've been talking to nobody. When's my moment? I
bared my soul to you, and it was only you?
Oh my god, I 100% believed he was a Russian criminal, super soldier, grown...
In the end of Stranger Things 4, he got kidnapped by the Russians.
So that's what happened to him.
To spend all that time.
Oh my goodness!
Stranger Things is now part of Marvel.
He turned into a super soldier for the Russians, and when he got captured.
Oh my gosh! Oh man.
The frostbite part cracked me up.
Oh my goodness! Okay.
Where he went? I was like, is there a point to the story? Listen, I fell into the ice, and my father.
The frostbite set in.
His poop was 35 degrees, so he put it on my hand.
Urine is 35 degrees.
I don't know who wrote this movie, but oh my god.
It's so good. And the delivery of it was so amazing.
Oh my gosh, yes. David Harbour, I mean, really, if you think about it, the guy's been acting since for 2-3 decades. Never got noticed until Stranger Things kind of blew him up. And now he's getting these roles where he's more noticeable. But you gotta understand, this guy's been doing this for 20-30 years, and he has always been a great actor. So this really showcases not just Stranger Things. I mean, Stranger Things, he does a fantastic job there too, but it really showcases the level of character work and what kind of characters he can play, and he nails it. Stranger Things here, I'm like, you're a super soldier who got thrown into a Russian prison for a decade or two. Sure, let's go crazy. I don't know. He's great. This movie's really dark. This movie is extremely dark.
I was gonna say it balances the comedy and the dark.
Yeah.
Pretty
Sorry,
well.
hold on. Yeah, this movie is really dark, and like you said, it does, the comedic stuff really helps for that, because some of the things they're talking about in this movie is quite horrific, and the detail and level. I mean, I never thought the Russian government was not crazy ever, but they do this stuff. It's been, they're not just picking the storyline out of thin air. They really are grasping onto something. What the Russian Communist Party, they were trying to put spies and have them come to America and live as a family pretending to be American, but really they're spies. They did do a lot of that stuff where they took kids who were abandoned and make them into spies and soldiers. All that stuff is actually very relevant to what did happen in Russia. And and when the Russian government, Communist Party, sort of kind of fell, and all that stuff did come out, and it does a really good job really speaking into that. If you watch Captain America: Winter Soldier, which was about a hidden Nazi party type storyline living within America in the highest level without anybody noticing it was a Hydra, or I still think Captain America 2 is still one of the greatest spy espionage movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but this is up there. This story is up there with Captain America 2, I would say, and where it has a social commentary. It talks about real world events and yet makes it fun, exciting, and a cool story to watch at the same time. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Yep, so we'll see what happens. Wait, one more thing. Scarlett Johansson's character, I was really hoping at the end, somehow they found a way to bring her back, because I'm like, come on, you can't do this movie and not say she's still dead. And they're like, no, she's still dead. And then I was like, okay, so in the end, Florence Pugh, after credit scene, Florence Pugh is sitting by the cemetery with her tombstone. I'm like, her body's on a different planet. Whose tombstone is that? I was like, what? I mean, I get it. They're doing for effects, oh, she's dead and this is her. But I'm like, but if you watch Endgame, there's no body.
Well,
she became the Soul Stone.
One of the other things too was the fact that basically he had mentioned that her mother was buried beneath a tree. Mm-hmm. So basically, essentially, she was buried where her mother was.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow. Theoretically, because there's no body, but I did that callback from earlier when they were talking about it. No, you're right. I do think it'll be really interesting. Let's talk about the the biggest spoiler of them all. Florence Pugh's character, her sister, is by her grave, and then Valentine from Falcon and Winter Soldier, who we learned is made a fake Captain America with the same powers, but he was kind of like a psychopath.
So Florence Pugh is there with Valentine, and Valentine's like, oh, well, since we're both here honoring the death of Natasha, I have a job for you. And so she hands her her next job, or a picture of who her next target is.
And she lies through her mouth to get her to be joining her.
Yeah, why is she lying? Is she a bad guy?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, she's a manipulator, at least, at the very least.
Yeah, so you learn in Falcon and Winter Soldier, which you haven't seen. You guys should watch it because it has a huge...
I watched it. It was amazing.
Yes. You learn that at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, she was the one within the government who really had the super soldier serum, and she was the shadowy government figure that recruited the bad Captain America. Okay. And I was thinking about this because David Harbour's character really is a super soldier like the bad Captain America in Falcon and Winter Soldier. They both have the super serum, and they're both work skilled, but they both work for the wrong government, and they're both kind of misunderstood. I wouldn't say the bad Captain America is technically evil, but I do believe he was used and manipulated.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like David Harbour's character was brainwashed, reused, and manipulated in this movie. And I was thinking about they have to somehow connect with those two, David Harbour and the bad Captain America's character, and they totally were like, oh no, we're going there. And you're like, oh, you are going there. Okay, well, by all means, let me know when that premieres, because I'll fold the chair and be ready to watch it with Francis Pugh. And I just think it's fantastic what they're doing with the story, and they're so well, Marvel is just so good at putting a little bit of bread kernels for you and then connecting it. Just remember when we watched the first Avengers and all those movies, and they talked about Thanos, about this guy who wants to rule, but he's collecting these stones, little breadcrumbs, and then you got to Infinity War and you're like, oh my god, this guy's a psychopath. Yep. They're so good at building, and they
cinematic universes.
I think so. Yeah. I
gonna say, what
Star Wars
maybe,
or
other than Marvel, who had more than 3 movies? Star Wars was it.
Yeah.
With Infinity War, basically it was they essentially brought Thanos out as a psychopathic character.
Yeah.
But then by the time you get to Endgame, they had essentially turned him into like a I don't know, basically someone who was doing everything wrong, but was trying to do something for the good of
humanity,
or
the universe.
The universe. Yeah.
It is funny that Infinity War Thanos is a philosophical idealist and not a murderous psychopath. But then Endgame, like he before that, he was just like, I want those stones, and I will kill everyone and their mother if I need to. Or just like,
it's
whoa,
perception.
yeah.
It's
and
what perspective you're looking at him from.
I mean,
they show you what his thought pattern was behind it, and then you empathize with him.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Poor Gamora. I can't think about it. I'm gonna cry. I can't. Gamora. I know. I don't even know what are they gonna do with Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Because she dies in Infinity War. Anyways, I don't know. It'll be.
Well, honestly, Nebula is enough to keep me interested now.
By the way, that girl who plays Nebula, I mean, she's in Jumanji, and that girl needs to blow up. She needs to blow, because that girl, every time she's on screen, I'm like, you're magical. You're like just amazing. Like,
pretty good.
Yeah.
She's a cyborg. No, I'm sorry.
The sisterly moments between Nebula and Gamora and Guardians of the Galaxy, some of the best. And I feel like they're so good with like sisters who don't want, or like family, but like sisters who don't understand. Like they took that from Guardians, and they brought it to this movie.
And it was
but it was completely different. Nothing like Gamora or Nebula.
Yeah.
But its own storyline with like this tension and this chemistry between these two sisters who have to learn to like be sisters again.
Yeah.
The vest line killed me. Oh my god. Look, it's the first thing I ever bought. Look how many pockets there are.
That was fun. That was good. Now, is there going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
Yes.
They're filming it right now, yeah.
Oh,
They're
awesome.
done filming it. So
Yeah, because Chris Pratt was just in Tomorrow War, which we're also going to review.
I love that movie. Can I just say, I think I'm not going to talk about it because I'll go on another rant for 10 minutes.
It'll be
Forget
in the top 10.
Yes, 100%. Tomorrow War is going to be in my top 10, 100%. I can't wait for Tomorrow War 2. Like, oh my god, that movie went places. Anyways, the point is that it's so good, and like you get Valentine from Falcon and Winter Soldier, and you're kind of aware that she's kind of messed up, like you were saying, and she's been adding those breadcrumbs, and then she shows up at the end of Black Widow, and she's like,
here's who killed your sister.
Yeah, completely lying.
Yeah.
And like she takes the truth, but she does it in a way to like where you
extremely manipulative,
because
very much so like the one agent who used to be the girlfriend of Captain America.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, the blonde girl.
Yeah.
She by the way, her character was also awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Her acting is amazing.
You guys should really watch Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I did. Remember, I did.
No, I'm talking to the camera.
Oh. I thought you were talking to me and Shannon.
No.
And I'm like,
I'm saying you guys, if you have...
Man.
I mean, I'd make time.
You would make time.
You would make time for Wilkin. I mean, I would go out. I would lose sleep.
That movie has such important social commentary.
What is it commenting on?
Everything that this movie did.
Way more than this.
Way more than this, I would say.
It had a lot more, I'd have to say, with racism.
And America.
And
well, this is more like Russia.
Like with
No, it's not bad. It's not corny at all.
Like
no, it's really good.
No.
Like,
I mean, America.
Trolls 2 is commenting on racism. Like every movie's about that. Luca is about that.
Who gives a crap about Trolls 2?
Oh, I'm just saying every movie is doing the same message.
No,
right now.
this one was a different message.
Okay.
It was not your cut and dry.
It's
message.
Everything that they do in Falcon Winter Soldier actually happened. Just like in this movie, everything the Russian government did happen. You know, it's really cool actually that they kind of bridge that.
Yeah.
With real world events.
The thing is though, they do lead you on like it's gonna start saying the commentary that way, but it doesn't. It doesn't.
And I love that. I like
once you get to the point where he's actually talking about it.
Yeah.
Then you'll realize, oh yeah, it's not what he like. He's not saying, oh, this is always the way it is in every situation. No.
Yes. Okay. Oh my gosh, you reminded me. Oh, so in this movie, they're not sugarcoating, spoon feeding you, America's better than Russia, but the imagery, when they're kids, they're passing by the American flag during July 4th. They're passing by a football game, and they're going back to Russia, and the little girls are like, I don't want to go back. This is our home. I want to stay here. They're not saying,
Yeah.
oh, by the way, guys, did you know America's better than Russia and Russia is evil? They do it. This is what's so good about Falcon and Winter Soldier and this. They don't shove it. They don't like in your face as the audience, and they don't force it. They're like, you're smart enough to pick up on this without us like preaching to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Winter Soldier did that too.
Yep.
With like the Hail Hydra and like Hitler and Germany and Nazis things. They never like forced it onto the audience. The audience was just more, they were like, we're gonna give you, you're smart enough to know what's going on without us having to say it. And like Marvel has that formula down to a level that that's why I'm impressed with this movie and Falcon and Winter, and you know, like all of this stuff, because it is so well told without actually being told.
Yep.
You know? And I mean, really, guys, like I think Marvel is just, I mean, trying to think like Pixar. If a Pixar movie comes out, even if the trailers don't impress me,
I'm watching it.
Like Eternals trailer. That Eternals trailer.
That was great. It was really, really pretty.
I was just like, I saw the same exact trailer, and that did not look as beautiful as it did in IMAX. I can't
absolutely
wait to see that in IMAX.
That's gonna look amazing.
I was so loud, I thought I might get myself kicked out of the theater, because when I saw the Eternals trailer, there's an exact replica of the Tower of Babylon that I have actually been to and visited in Germany, because they have it on island in Berlin.
I didn't even know that, and that's amazing.
I was like, I recognize that dragon. I recognize the color blue. I recognize that shape. Like, I've been there, and I've walked through it. If you go to DIA in Detroit right now, you can go look at one of the stone dragons that are on the side of the Tower of Babel.
Oh my gosh,
and they
that's
completely
awesome.
replicated it exactly for the movie, and I was like, what is this? And you were like, I don't know. And I was like, I know that building. I've been there. I've been inside of it. It's an ancient building that they've dug out of the ground.
Wait, what is this building and how does it...
It's ancient Babylon.
But what does that mean?
The Tower of Babel.
Okay.
In the Bible.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what that means
over.
again. Okay.
And then God separated all the languages because they were trying to reach God by building up this tower.
That's what they showed?
Yes.
They didn't show that.
Yes, they did. I've been there. I've walked through it.
No, they showed Babylon. They didn't show the Tower of Babel. Well, there's a big difference.
Sorry.
So basically,
Babel.
they showed Babylon.